Hey everybody, it's Sergeant Peters, your straight shooter Army recruiter, and I'm going to talk about top reasons that I hear from people when I ask them if they want to join the military and they say no. So of course I'm going to ask you why not. You know, it's great, it's done great things for me, probably do great things for you. Why don't you want to join? And so understand this on my reasons that I have listed here. I'm not poking fun at you or anything because there's some legitimate reasons not to join the military. It's not for everybody. But these reasons I want to give a little bit more information on because maybe you're guilty of having these reasons but not having enough information to really justify having that reason. You know what I mean? I don't know. For me, I've had some of these own reasons myself before I joined. And then I got more information. I was like, oh man, all right, well, obviously things have changed, right? I no longer think that way. So let's talk about the first one, leaving home. So I come from a little place in the South Pacific. Maybe you heard of it, Hawaii. Yeah, I know, you see me like, you really from Hawaii? Yes, I'm really from Hawaii. So leaving home, I can absolutely understand. Nobody wants to leave their comfort zone. However, some of these same people ask, okay, you don't want to leave your home. Fair enough. Well, do you plan on going to college? Well, yeah. Where do you plan on going to college at? Like 4 hours away, another state. Come on, that reason really doesn't hold water now, does it? Now I get it. Well, you can always visit home when you're in college. You can. You can also visit home when you're in the military. So we get 30 days of paid vacation per year. And that rolls over. And that's to be used at you and your commander's discretion. So it's kind of weird. Some months you can put in for like 7 days. You can do staycations. You can go off, see other countries. It's crazy. The amount of opportunities that we have for like time off. But anyways, I don't want to spend too much time on that because this is a YouTube video and we don't want to take up all the time talking about just one reason when I have 5 of them to go over. Okay, next one is going to college. And a lot of people who tell me that don't know that the two ideas are not mutually exclusive. There's a reason why the military pays for your education. It's insane how much money gets thrown at college for service members. If you want to go to college, I strongly recommend considering the U.S. military. And it doesn't even have to be Army, but I'm biased, so I'm going to say Army, especially since I'm an Army recruiter, right? But if you plan on going to college, do yourself a favor and at least sit down with the Army recruiter. The same amount of consideration that you would give to other financial, aid offices. Here are what that recruiter might have to tell you about how they can help you pay for your degree and how little to no impact it could have on your education. It's going to have an impact. Sure, it's a major life decision, but so is going to college. So is picking a degree. So at least you owe it to yourself to give yourself that much more knowledge before you jump into college and start accumulating debt at such a young age. So anyways, that's a whole nother rant for another video. This is one of my personal favorite reasons that I hear. I hope you're ready. Brace yourself. It's not for me. So how much do you know about actually being in the military to know that it's not for you? I'm all about trying different foods and stuff like that. And I used to say fish wasn't for me. Not for me, I'm sure as a baby, I probably had a lot of foods that my parents tried to feed me that now I probably love, right? So it's not for me. I'm going to tell you, before you ever say it's not for me, try it. And I'm not even just talking about the military here, right? Before you say peanut butter doesn't go on hamburgers, try it. Before you say mayonnaise and banana sandwiches, not for me, try it. You owe it to yourself to try it before you come up with that kind of ideation. But when people say it's not for me, the idea that they have in their mind of what the military is like, that's probably not for them. And they probably get that idea from Call of Duty or military movies, which I'm going to warn you right now. Joining the military is going to ruin watching military war movies for you in the future. You'll just be able to snipe out the inaccuracies. Yeah, pun intended. Okay. This is a legitimate reason that I do here. I mean, they're all legitimate reasons, don't get me wrong. But the fear of going to boot camp or even the fear of going overseas to war, valid. I appreciate those of you who are honest with me about that. Because more often than not, if we really do some digging and, soul searching, that's one of the bigger reasons, right? Is they don't want to go to boot camp. Boot camp's tough. Well, it's not, actually. Boot camp is going to challenge you. While you're there, it's going to be the toughest, however many weeks, depending on your branch, that you've ever done. High school athletes, college athletes, y'all tend to do a little bit better because, well, you've been through similar training environments. High stress situation, a lot of physical fitness, a lot of like coaches yelling at you, and yeah, boot camp very similar. I go on a whole thing about boot camp, but there's also like the whole going overseas, going to war type thing that has some people concerned as well. And you know what? That's a legitimate possibility. A lot of times when I talk to people and I ask more questions about what their idea of going to war is, a lot of them are under the misconception that when you join the military, whatever job you have, when you go overseas to war, you're going to be like frontline, like, grunt. And that's not necessarily the case. We train people for individual career fields because we need you doing that job. If you're an IT specialist repairing, computer software and stuff, guess where I need you? Keeping the communications open. If you are a human resources specialist, guess what you're going to be doing, whether you're here at home or overseas? Human resources. So now there's some people that do explore outside their jobs. Sometimes they cross-train into other fields, this, that, and the other. And those of you who have those types of experiences are the exception, not the rule. But yeah, when it comes to the whole like fear of going to war, it's worth noting that not everybody who joins the military goes to combat. Not everybody who joins the military joins a combat-focused job. Believe it or not, the U.S. military has so many like non-combat focused jobs. We rely on people in various career fields to do their jobs so that the guys in combat focused jobs can do their job. So another video for a different day, because I can go on for days on that topic. But I want to talk about this one reason in particular that, really whenever I hear this reason, it kind of like baffles me. So some people spend a long time browsing, window shopping, if you will, at the various branches and, sort of military-esque type jobs like EMT, police academy, fire department, public safety, what have you, right? So there's an old saying called carpe diem, and it's called it means seize a day, right? The longer you spend sitting around pondering something, the longer it's going to take you to actually do it, and the likelihood of you actually committing to do something like that decreases. Okay, so when it comes to shopping around, I hear people say all the time why they like a certain branch of the military, and yeah, it's always funny to hear their explanations on it. When people say Air Force, you already had some stereotypes pop into your mind when I said the word Air Force, didn't you? So yeah, those stereotypes on what the Air Force has to offer, it would probably surprise you that other branches of the military have like 99% of those same jobs. They just have different names for those jobs. It's weird. And some people say, well, I want to join the Navy because you just thought of some things yourself just now. So chances are you can do those same things in other branches of the military. So I'm gonna get one wise guy on here comment that you can't be on a nuclear sub in the Marines or Army. It's like, okay, sure, your one job that other branches can't do. Thanks for your service, I guess. But anyways, the whole topic of this video isn't to make fun of you for having reasons not to join the military. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the military is not for everybody. Recruiters, their job is to go out and talk to you to see if you have an interest in joining the military, if you're qualified to join the military, and if you're going to commit to joining the military. So for me, my story, I kind of like turned away from joining the military at all because of a lot of like stereotypes, a lot of ideas I had in my own head about what the military was like. I even came from a military family. Both my parents are veterans, and still, like, what I thought I knew about the military was so wrong, so backwards. It's worth noting neither one of my parents were in the Army, so there's that. For curious minds anyways. Look, if any of you have these thoughts on like thinking these are your reasons for not joining the military, I would love to provide you more information without the whole like pressure cooker situation of you having to sign anything. I can have a conversation with you. I promise you I put my pants on just like you do. You throw them up in the air and you jump in them, right? Send me a message on various social media channels. A lot of my social media handles are going to be at SFC David Peters. And here on YouTube, it's Straight Shooter Army Recruiter.